Jerry Ball was a leading light in haiku letters for almost 50 years. He was a writer, poet, teacher, organizer, amateur photographer, and opera cognoscente. He taught humanities and mathematics to thousands of students over the years at several California colleges. Off to work again, bringing a baseball cap, just in case. Jerry was born in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Depression. In 1940, his family moved to San Francisco, where he grew up. Although not a native, Jerry thought of himself as a Californian. Strawberries, a handful of them under running water. After receiving his bachelor's and master's degree in philosophy and mathematics, he took a position at Chabot College. He wrote poetry, and in 1977, he joined the Yuki-Teike Haiku Society. He was the editor of their publication, The Geppo, and served as president of that organization, and later as president of the Haiku Society of America. In 1984, he founded the first Asilomar haiku retreat for Yuki-Teike. It was so popular, it continues to this day. In 1991, Gary Gay picked up on this idea of a haiku conference, and he invited Jerry Ball, David Wright, Michael Dillon Welsh, Christopher Harold, and Paul O. Williams to serve on the organizing committee for the first Haiku North America. Jerry was involved with organizing the second HNA conference as well, and his experience at starting and running the early annual Asilomar retreats was a strong influence on the direction HNA took in its first two gatherings. In front of the line, he seems to be the head duck in charge of pure water. Jerry later expanded upon this format when he started the Haiku Pacific Rim conferences that met every 2 years from 2002 to 2012 in California, Japan, and Australia. No matter where Jerry went, he seeded the ground to promote and expand the haiku community. When he and his wife moved to Seal Beach, California in 1996, he discovered there was no haiku group, so he posted a notice at the local Borders bookstore that a haiku meeting would be held on the next Saturday. Thus began the Southern California Haiku Study Group. Back in Northern California in 2006, he began a haiku study group in Walnut Creek, as well as another poetry group that studied longer poems. He was honorary curator of the American Haiku Archives, located at the California State Library in Sacramento, where several of his books are archived, along with his personal papers. In addition to being a recognized haiku poet, he wrote other forms of poetry. He enjoyed traveling and collecting ancient artifacts, was an amateur photographer, supported all the arts, especially opera, and acted in the theater when he had a chance. Relaxed in the shade, from time to time, we discuss a trip to Venice. Jerry's facility with language was unparalleled, and he was well known and loved for his sense of humor. Ending of summer, unable to say goodbye, eyes fill with tears. Jerry Ball passed away at home on August 14, 2019, at the age of 86, after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. He was one of a kind.